So welcome everyone. It's great to see everyone. I hope you got a chance to see this amazing 25-year ice sculpture behind us. Kristen and I are the co-managing partners of the Boston office. We have just a few brief remarks, but we're going to turn it over to Lisa Damon. And Lisa is the reason we're all here today. And I know Lisa doesn't like it when I say anything that's complimentary, so I'm not going to do that to you. But as I look around the room, I'm just so grateful to have met you and to have known you all these years. And this here is your legacy. And before I get to my formal remarks, I just want to take a moment. Joanne McBride, where are you? Joanne, folks, give a hand to Joanne and her team for putting this party together. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as we gather here to celebrate the 25th anniversary of SeyFarth Shaw's Boston office, I'm filled with immense pride and gratitude. A quarter of a century is a testament to the enduring values and unwavering commitment that each one of you has contributed to this amazing law firm. From the partners who steer our course to the associates who fuel our growth, from the paralegals who ensure our precision, to the administrative staff who keep us grounded, every individual here has played an integral role in our journey. Together we have weathered storms and soared to new heights, always guided by the beacon of excellence and integrity. Our office is not just a workplace. It's a vibrant community where camaraderie and support are as evident as our professional achievements. We've shared countless lunches and snacks, a lot of meetings, brainstorming sessions, and milestones, both personal and professional. It's this synergy that makes our office more than just a place of work. It's a home away from home. So if you have a glass, please raise it. And let's toast to the past 25 years of success and to the future that we will all shape together. May our bonds grow stronger, our endeavors bolder, and our legacy richer. Cheers.
Cheers. And to you, our distinguished clients, we are sincerely grateful for your decision to come to the Seaport and enjoy this time with us. We are thrilled to spend time in person celebrating the relationships that we have with you, and you are the reasons that we are able to be here today celebrating 25 years of success. You have made this possible for us. For a quarter century, you have entrusted us with your challenges and ambitions. To our new clients, thank you for joining our family. To those of you who have been with us from the start, and some of you are here, thank you for engaging with us, for sharing your voices, and for helping us live by our commitment to continuously improve. Thank you for challenging us every day. You've not just been clients, you've been the catalysts for our award-winning innovations over the course of 25 years, pushing us to deliver the very highest and best legal services in all areas of our practices. From courtroom victories to boardroom strategies, our shared journey has been a gratifying odyssey for everyone at SeyFarth. We're grateful for your belief in our capabilities, propelling us to achieve more and more. So here's to you, the entrepreneurs, the visionaries, the trailblazers. Your stories inspire us. We are grateful to you for being here. Your missions have become our duties. We share your pride in your accomplishments. We raise our glasses today and don't just toast the past 25 years. We toast the relationships that we've developed that have stood the test of time and the milestones we've achieved together and the future chapters that we haven't even yet written. So to our clients, you are the heartbeat of SeyFarth Shaw, especially here in Boston, And may our collaboration continue to flourish. Here's to 25 years of shared history and many more to come. Cheers to you all. Thank you. And with that, I'll turn it over to our founding partner,
Yeah,
Lisa Damon.
Hey everybody, how are you? See, you're all standing. So I first of all want to say this could go on a little while, so you might want to lean or prop yourself up or find a chair. I promise it won't go on too long, but if you're expecting 2 and 3 minutes and out, you're sadly mistaken. So again, just echoing Kristen and Ariel, welcome. We know there are hundreds, okay, maybe thousands of lawyers you could give your work to, and you've given it to us, and we are so delighted to be part of your families. Our collective goal is to be of service to you, so thanks. So I want to take a few minutes and tell you a couple of stories. I promise not to be too long, and I'll try to be at least mildly entertaining. For those of you who are new to the story, I get to speak because I have the great honor, enormous honor, of starting the Boston office of SeyFarth more than 25 years ago, with many of you who are standing in this room, which is amazing to me. I proudly served as the managing partner for a decade, went on to other leadership roles, and now continue to practice here. It's amazing. But to give you a sense of who we are, I thought it would be helpful to maybe tell a few stories, and I thought I would start with what is essentially our origin story. So oddly, it all started with a deep, extremely deep dislike of big law. So I know that seems a little weird because that's where we are right now. But you have to remember, right, this was the 90s. I don't know if anybody remembers the 90s. There maybe are 6 of us in the group. But remember the 90s. It was so stuffy. Big law was stuffy. It was rigidly top-down. It was rule-oriented. It was wildly inefficient. It was painful. But we all did it, right? But we, the group of us who started SeyFarth, we were very restless. We had a group at our former firm. It was pretty self-contained, focused on employment law. Dan was part of it, big part of it, and Lynn, and so many others. We had experimented with some innovations. Some were good. We started a training subsidiary for employers, and probably mistakenly in hindsight, but we had a radio show on employment law. Those were the days we made a lot of mistakes. But where we were wasn't where we wanted to be. We knew we needed a new platform, so we ended up looking for another firm. We found lots of similarly situated big law, bathed in marble and dark wood with seemingly ancient men in suits. They were everywhere. And we finally found SeyFarth, and we settled on SeyFarth in January of '99. Okay, so get your timelines. That's a really long time ago. You don't have to tell me how old you were or whether you were born or if you remember. None of that. It was just a long time ago. We met SeyFarth, and we could tell it was different. 4 things stood out, and you'll see this is a theme. There's a commitment to excellence, and you all know that, who you know us. It's embedded in who they were and who we were. And it came with a culture that was clearly focused on client service. They were not stuffy. That was really important to me. And they had a vision. They saw a possibility, a desire to try different things, to be different and to break the mold. And that was music to our ears. So Lord knows what they saw in us. I will never know. I still don't know. Thank God the originators are not here to tell us what they saw in us. We were scrabbly lawyers. We wanted to open an office in Boston. And I don't know, those of you, anybody remember this time in the Boston legal market? This was totally insular. Like we were town known for killing outside law firms that came in. Right? We were fiercely protective. We wanted to open a new office of an outside law firm, and we wanted to do everything differently. It seems like it was a reach for them, but here we are. There were 7 attorneys when we started. Among them now are me and Lynn Kappelman and Dan Klein and Damian Wilmot, who joined this. He was one of our very first associates. Plus the fabulous Joanne McBride, who you've met and you'll hear about. Woo! And so think about that, right? Joanne has known us since actually before then. Those of you who don't know, Joanne was my assistant, and then she fired my butt, but she's still here. So we were on a mission. Lots of great stories about the 7 of us. One of my favorite stories is Lynn's story. She was in the same firm that we were in, although she was in Stamford, which is like, might as well be in Ohio. We left Dayberry. It was a big deal. Dayberry thought, we left our firm. They thought, oh my gosh, this is a big deal. We'll have to tell everybody to calm down. They made an announcement on day one after we left that Lynn was going to be the new Boston L&E practice group chair. And then on day 2, she moved her boxes to SeyFarth. Yes. Joanne, our current and forever office administrator, who has been making our dreams like that come true for 25 years, she'd been holding down the fort in a garage in Brockton as we waited for our opening. But we were there. We'd watched many firms from outside Boston come and open and fail. It was a very tight town. So we had 3 objectives. Legal excellence, obviously, very important. We wanted to grow in Boston, and this was tough, but we didn't want to grow like other firms. Like some firms grew by just hiring people, right? We didn't want to do that. We wanted to become one with the city. And we wanted to do it differently. Now, this is really important because it needed to be different. We wanted to flatten the hierarchy, drop the stuffiness, open the lines of communication, think about client service in a totally different way, and create something new. So it was a totally different model. Big law, out the window, here we are, flat hierarchy. It was wild. As I stand here before you, I can say that we had no idea what we were doing. Literally no idea. I'm sure that Dan Klein, who we dragged from our other firm, every day went home and said, "Are you kidding me?" But SeyFarth let us do it. They let us create something that was very special and distinct. We dropped the dress code. That was the first thing, thank God. Although we did stick to no jeans to make Joanne happy. We made everything, and I mean everything, a group decision or a group activity. We had great free snacks before that was a thing. We met constantly, all the time, because everyone had a vote. I mean everyone. People who interviewed at our firm, Ariel can testify to this, interviewed with Vinny, who ran the office, and Tave, who was our receptionist, who used to be someone's babysitter. Everyone had a voice. That's what we wanted. An AmLaw article that we dug up from here, so the legal market was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. I don't know what they're doing, but this isn't it. So the AmLaw article came out, and they said, and this is a quote, "The office is more kumbaya than cutthroat." And then the reporter went on to say, "I don't know if it's going to work." Ha! Look at this. Yeah, you betcha, you betcha. So, Lord knows what the firm was saying about Boston, but they continued to support us. They sent the executive committee out at our first holiday party where we all, including Vinny and Tave, we all played Pictionary together with pizza in a conference room. That was our Christmas party the first year. And they watched while we sorted through details. It was kind of amazing. So the do things differently came very easily. It was second nature to us, but we had to do the growth part. That was harder. Our first lateral was Ariel. You've met Ariel, new co-managing partner, chair of the firm, member of the firm's comp committee. He was easy. He walked in, he interviewed with Vinny and Tave, of course, and the rest of us, and he joined pretty much on the spot with his wonderful assistant, Marie, who's still with us and who we love. So he came, now listen to these names, right? You got to follow the story. I told you should be sitting down, but many of you are still standing. This is a long story. I'm only on 2001. So Ariel comes in, right? He came from Strick and Levan. Now, I don't know how many of you remember Strick and Levan, but just listen to those words. And what are you saying to yourself? This is an old law firm, right? He came all dressed up because that's what he thought he needed to do. He says that we were barely dressed. He said we were in pajama mode. All true. I had one of our partners, our beloved partners from Seattle, Tom Wybanga, came in today, and he came up to me and he said, "I remember our first visit to the office, which was in 2002, and I apparently was in Birkenstocks. It was an event." So next up was Richard Alfred. Okay, so Richard came from Hill and Barlow. How many of you guys remember Hill and Barlow? Yeah, they big lawed themselves out of business. He would have been here if he was a long time. He was old Boston. So he brought his old world Boston along with his wonderful assistant, Regina. I don't know if Regina's here. She's still with us, of course, which is wonderful. And he brought Barry Miller. So Barry Miller, Barry's your hand. Woo! Barry at the time was his super paralegal. There's Barry. Barry is now a fabulous partner of ours. So as you can see, people come and they stay, which is lovely. So Richard brought some old world stuff with us, some democracy. We had a wonderful time. At one point, we had to enter into several months of therapy as a group because of the old world Boston, but it was an event. We learned, changed, and evolved. Then, in 2001, we had to get out of 101 Federal. Do you guys remember all the law firms were down at 101 Federal? Do you remember those days? Maybe they're going back there now. We, of course, couldn't do that because that's where all the law firms were. So we went and explored everywhere. We went to warehouses and places that had never seen a law firm. And then somebody said, well, what about the seaport? And we were like, oh, yeah, no. Have you been out there? And do you guys remember the seaport? What was out here? Nothing. Nothing. It was parking lots as far as you could see. There were tumbleweeds in those parking lots. Do you remember that? Right. And people were like, no, 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 that's the place to go. And we're like, oh, okay. So we moved everybody out here, you know, we built it. It was fabulous. But we needed to continue to grow. So the next thing for us was corporate lawyers. Now, we'd never really met a corporate lawyer because we were just L&E. And we had tried a whole bunch of corporate lawyers, and they were like, oh, yeah, we're not doing that. And you all remember there's special moments in your life where there's like bells go off when you see little people, birds are singing, that kind of thing. This is what happened for us because one day we met Chapel White. And Lou, I bet you remember this. I remember it was like yesterday. These guys, we had never met corporate lawyers that liked us. They kind of liked us. And they had already accepted an offer with another firm. And our headhunter was, no, 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 you should meet them. And we're like, oh yeah, they're never gonna like us. Corporate lawyers don't like us. They came in and it was like, there was like music and violins and we fell in love. And so they came over, which was amazing for us. It changed everything forever. And for us, the culture was no problem. It was like hand in glove. But we started to learn something, and that was for every acquisition, every group who joined us, we tried to learn their culture and change ourselves, right? So you have to remember successful change is not about staying who you are, but becoming something else. So with Chapel White, we loved them, but we wanted to learn what they loved. And what they loved was karaoke and beer. Those of you who are their clients probably have some semblance of relationship with that. There you go, that's right. And so we began to have karaoke parties and we began to drink more beer. We met Mark Katzoff. I don't know if Mark is here with us tonight. But he's amazing. Hearing him do Mustang Sally I'll be remembering that forever. The EC still talks about the first event where they met Chapel White. It was unlike any other. It was karaoke and beer. We had several great ads in 2002. I'm moving. Believe me, I'll go faster. Kate Pirelli and Kristen McGurn joined us from our prior firm. Woo! So I ran into Kate in the ladies' room of a Boston firm where I was trying to recruit a corporate lawyer who, of course, didn't like us and we didn't really like him. But I ran into Kate and changed our lives because Kate and Kristen came over along with Kevin Lazinski. We added partners and teams from Palmer and Dodge. We brought over our immigration group with Diane and Russ. Russ then served as our managing partner for decades, and they merged seamlessly with our culture. But then, in 2003, we had an event happen. It was our ultimate challenge. It was Goldstein and Manello. How many of you remember Goldstein and Manello, right? Old line. I mean, we are talking SeyFarth, we're talking Boston Old World, capital B. They had gone to Schneider Harrison. Schneider Harrison was one of these big firms that marched into Boston, grabbed some things, and it all blew up. So they wanted to come to us, and we're like, okay, well, this is a group of 20, and the whole Birkenstock egalitarian thing was not going on with them. They had like tea sets and 3 or 4 secretaries per person. And we're all thinking, how is this ever gonna work, ever gonna work? But there was something, we could see the possibility, we all could, but we needed to merge cultures. And so it just turned out that Goldstein had this amazing commitment to their community. They had sponsored Best Buddies for years, which is a fabulous organization. We joined them in Best Buddies. We hired their employees. We had we hired Best Buddies people as our employees. We housed their organization. We reckon we fundraised about $1 million over that period of time. Yep, and we caught a lot of Tom Brady's footballs, and we bicycled thousands of miles. But through that merger, we got Lisa Voto, our amazing receptionist. Woo! And we got Heather Kennedy and Teresa Pons and Bobby Johnson and Dot Manning and many great lawyers, and we are very grateful. So we'll go to the beginning. You know, we also got lovely additions from Testa in 2014 from Bingham, because Bingham was merging with Morgan Lewis, which was a crazy idea. Our fabulous friends brought with them all kinds of wonderful traditions, including a lounge at Gillette Stadium where people drink a lot. So they fit right in. So anyway, many things to find us along the way. We had a very strange office-wide commitment to Groundhog Day that we didn't really understand. We had a Cher impersonator. We went F1 racing. We had a retreat to Mohegan Sun to gamble with the New York partners. There was even more karaoke. We had a lot of fun. Over the years, it has been a remarkable, remarkable time. Like many families, though, we have had losses, and I want to take a moment to remember those that contributed so much to us. In our earlier years, we lost Kate Hogan, an extraordinary person and a lawyer. We lost Greg White, who joyfully and skillfully led our corporate group. And most recently, the SeyFarth family lost Bob Soma, Rob Carpenter, Jerry Goldstein, and the remarkable Joe Manello, who touched many of us very, very deeply. We are grateful to each of them to build our culture. They helped us shape who we are and where we were and are going. So that's who we are. I hope that gives you some sense. It's what made it special, our clients and our camaraderie and our culture and what we mean to each other. That's what matters. You as our clients are our true north, but it's been amazing. So thank you so much. We know we've made lots of wrong moves, but I got to tell you something, all of you and SeyFarth was the right move. Thanks everybody.